Hey, ciao, and today I'm going to present you my ultimate affordable adventure bikepacking setup. I stress the point on affordable and adventure because through this video you will see that you don't need to spend that much money to go bikepacking everywhere. I've been bikepacking in more than 20 countries for the last 10 years with 4 different bikes, and I've tested so many configurations, and now I'm in the middle of my trip from China to Belgium after 1 year on the saddle. I've cycled in China in the desert where it was 40 degrees Celsius, but I also cycled in remote areas like in the mountain of Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan where it was minus 30 degrees Celsius. Enough of talking, this is Yakuru. Oh, and at the end of the video I will give you 5 tips that I wish I knew before I started bikepacking. So this is Yakuru. It's basically a Kona Sutra Unlimited that I customized a lot. On their website they sell it as the coolest drop bar bike on the market. But I put a flat bar because with the Ergon GP5 here, the spear grips here and the TT Profile Aero bars, the T4 Plus, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 positions on the bike. This gives me a lot of versatility on every kind of route. As for the saddle, I'm using the Brooks B17. Everyone says that it's very good, so I just tried it, and yeah, I personally never had butt issues with saddles, but it's a very good one. I'm using flat pedals because I like to ride with my hiking shoes, so it's easier to hike a bike, and also I don't need to carry a second pair of shoes if I want to go hiking or summit a mountain or anything like that, so flat pedals. All of my grip set comes from my old mountain bike, so it's a Shimano SLX 1x12 speed. I have a 3040 front ring and a 1152 cassette. I really love 12 speeds, it does an amazing job, but on the long run it can be a bit expensive and also in some countries hard to find some parts. So it may be subject to modification. As for the brake, I'm using hydraulic 180mm disc brake. Why hydraulic? Because I like it. I'm also using this XLC adapter in order to run 180mm disc brake on my frame. The wheels are coming from DTSUS because it's so good quality and paired with 29 times 2.3 inches tires, which is like 60mm. I like to be comfortable on every road, so that's why it's so fat. And I have no luck with punctures, so this is tubeless, and I think if I wasn't running tubeless it would be worse. And finally, for navigation, I'm using the Coros Dura, which has an incredible battery life that can go up to 2 weeks without charging thanks to its solar panel here. But ciao, on the title it's written affordable, and this bike costs €1,000. Yeah, actually, I'm a bike mechanician and a bike nerd myself. This bike is a bit expensive, but you know, it's my passion, it's my dream bike. But at the end of the video, I will give you my honest opinion about the best bike for traveling. And you will see, it's not that expensive. So now, let's go on with my gear. The first and most important item of my setup is the sleeping bag. It's a very important investment because you will not only use it for bikepacking but also to go hiking or to sleep in someone's friend and so on and so on. And it will last for at least 5 years. I recommend you to buy at least 5 degrees Celsius or 10 if depending on the region that you are going to bikepack. But above 10 it's useless. And it's also very important because if you have cold during the night, you will have a bad night. If you have a bad night, you have a bad day. And you have a bad day, you will have a bad trip. Easy. So I personally have the Decathlon one, the 0 degrees Celsius. And with down insulation, it's a bit more expensive, but it's more compact. And as I said, it's a very good investment. The sleeping bag fits perfectly inside the dry bag like this here. And then I close it. Voila. The tent that I'm using is the Nature Hike Cloud Up 2, and after a lot of research is the best tent for its price. It's a 3-season tent, but I use it in the Pommies at minus 30 degrees Celsius, so it's also okay. And if it's very cold, you can put some rocks around it so it will trap the air inside and gets warmer. This is also the 2 people version because back in the time I was going to hike with some friends, and I don't mind the extra weight for the extra space that it gives me, so I can invite some friends in my tent to watch movies and so on. It goes inside like this, up, and then the poles. Next, for the air mattress, I'm using the 4-class one from Decathlon as well, MT700. You cannot go wrong with this one. It's not that expensive and it works very well. I had it for 4 years, 5 punctures, but you can easily repair it with a bike patch and super glue. So it's very easy to repair. Of course, if you are in the wild, it's a bit shitty, but it's so compact. Next, this is a liner that I used for the Pamirs because it was going to be very cold and I was a bit afraid. It's from C2 Summit. This is a cushion from Nature Hike. I bought it in China 5 months ago and now I cannot sleep without it. It makes my night so much better and it's also very compact and light, so I just have it. And lastly is my reading light that I taped with some painter tape, so it gets a more yellow light and more diffuse light for a better atmosphere in your tent. I know it's a bit big, but it's the only one that I had, so that's it for my sleeping system. I hang my dry bag here on my harness. It's a harness from AcePack. It does the job very well, and yeah, it's also the best for its price, so it's very good. The bag above here is from Rhino Walk and it's very convenient because I can put some cards, credit cards here. I also have my cash that is here that I put in a zipper bag because I don't want it to get wet. I also have my gloves that I use, very thin gloves for the sun because I don't want to be burned by my hands from the sun. Also I have my buff here. But the main job of this bag is to carry inside the camera that I use for filming. Now it's filming with my GoPro, but this is the Fujifilm X-T4 and I really liked it with a 18x55mm lens. And I know it's very bulky, it's heavy, but I love it. I love to take pictures, I love to take videos with it, and that's how I make my movies as well, so I keep it. And it contains also ebook to read. It's very convenient because you have plenty of books in only one tablet. And I also have my draw book and my notebook that I use for drawing and keeping a diary and so on. And to continue with the cameras, in my top 2 bag here I have my GoPro. So I can have a very quick access on it when I'm on the bike. I just tack, hop, film, and then it's put back. And that's it. It's very convenient. It's from Decathlon. And now let's go through my cooking stuff, which is in my left Ortlieb fork pack. These fork packs are very convenient. I can remove it like that and put it again like that. To cook, I'm using this 1 liter titanium pot from TI Artisan. And what I like with this one is that the cover can be used as a pan. And you can cook your eggs or sauce or anything like that. And this. I don't like to put stuff inside because sometimes it's a bit dirty, so I don't like to put it inside. This is the goes inside. Then I have a cup with inside my dish soap, also with a brush. It's from C2 Summit. It's very convenient to wash if you have access to water. I also have a spatula. I don't know how it's called in English, but I just broke the stuff. It's like for the sauce, for the bakery. And I use it to clean my pots. I have a fire lighter and a spoon and a fork. Whoosh. Ta-da! I don't like spork because it's neither a good spoon and neither a good fork, so that's why I have this one. For the stove, I'm using the BRS008. It's a multi-fuel stove. I really like multi-fuel stove because I can use like gas and gas canister, white gas and also alcohol. When I was in Afghanistan, for instance, there was no gas canister, so I just fueled it inside this bottle. Put some fuel. Fuel is very cheap and you can find it everywhere, so this is my way to go. I'm putting it in a lot of plastic bag because it stinks a bit. Yep. And this one, I put it on the rear rack. Look, now my rear rack is broken, but usually I just strap it here behind my rear rack, and it's perfect because this stinks a bit and you don't want to put it inside something, so I just strap it here. This is my bag for spices. It changed my life. Like, I discovered that too late in my life. It does magic to meal, you know? You just put some spice in a meal and bah! I cannot travel without my pack of spices. That's it for my cooking system, and let's see what's inside my second fork pack. In this fork pack here, I put mainly the electronic stuff. For instance, I have my second phone here that I put in a GoPro case with something from the bank, my spare glass. I have two hard drives, a USB SD card reader, and some spare cables as well. Up. I also have a film roll because I have a film camera, which is this one, the Olympus MGU3. I really like it. It's my memory box. I have my sunglasses that I switch with my regular glasses. Up. Also, this is very important. It's a water filter. I have the Catadin B3. Of course, zip tires, a spare transmission cable. This is super cool. It's an adapter, a fast charging adapter with multiple USB ports, so you can charge 4 devices on the same time. I also forgot that I have a spare power bank that I put on this fork pack, and also this solar panel. It's a 28 watts. It's from Black Leaf Solar, I think. I bought it in China, and it does perfectly well the job. Like, in one day, if I leave it with my empty power bank, it will charge it in one day, so it's okay, but only when the sun is like quite high. But if you're not going to very remote areas and if you have access to electricity, actually I don't use it a lot because I have 2 power banks and I always have somewhere to charge it, so wow. Now let's move on with my coolest bag, which is my frame bag. It's custom made by a friend. Thank you, Luca. A frame bag is super cool because all this empty space is now useful. I highly recommend you to not have a zipper one because it eventually breaks. Mine has break after 1 year, and I recommend you to have a rolled up one. I will show you what's inside it. Here I have access to my phone to take pictures on the road, or to just watch my message or watch the road. Behind I have my power bank here, the 20,000 milliamps, and I like it a lot. And I also have a quick charger here. It's a 120 watts from Xiaomi, and with that I can charge my phone in 45 minutes. So when I'm going to a restaurant or something like that, when I'm eating, I just plug it and put my phone on charge, and in 1 hour my phone is full. That's super cool. And behind I have my headlamp, which is a Nature Hike. It's a very cheap and very cool one. Any headlamp can do. My multi-tool, which is the Crank Brothers C17, I think. It has something to snap the chain. It has also the thing to put tubeless, to put a plug on the tubeless. And finally I have my knife. What is cool is that it has also a saw and a clinch. This is so useful to repair like anything, and also to remove like stuff from your tires if it gets if you get a puncture. At the bottom here I have a bag with all my tools to repair my bikes. I have tire levers, I have patches, even if I'm running tubeless, but one day maybe I will need to put an inner tube that I strap here, a quick release clinch with inside here quick links. Very important to have quick links on you. I also have these resin plugs for tubeless. It's super useful, but this is my last one, but it works super well. One of the coolest things that I have is this Shredder to Presta converter. If you are running tubeless, you will certainly have Presta, and in garage they only have Shredder, so you can use this to pop your tubeless anywhere on the world. And also here I have my bladder, my water bladder that I didn't use a lot these times. I can disconnect it from the tube and just put water inside to drink it here when I'm riding. Up. That's it for this side, and let's look what we have on the other side. And on the other side I have my earphones. My earphones here that I put in front. I have my spare batteries, GoPro batteries. Up. Also have the emergency sheets. You always want it to be as near as possible as you. And I have my toothbrush because I want Oh no, the sun is gone. The sun is gone and we are just going to talk about the most controversial part of my bikepacking setup, but it will be for tomorrow. And the tide as well has disappeared. It was high tide and now it's low tide. So this proves that it takes a lot of time to do these kinds of videos, so I appreciate if you give some support by liking and sharing and subscribe to the channel, and also subscribe to my Instagram channel where I'm publishing daily vlogs about my adventure so far. Allez! So the sun is on again and now let's go back to my bikepacking setup. So here we are again and let's talk about my backpack. This backpack is from, I think the brand is Helicon. I bought it in China. And it's true that in the beginning of the trip, I was cycling with Ortlieb rear panniers. I was convinced that it was the best way to cycle around the world, but it just had too much space, you know. As the universe and the entropy, when there is void, you always want to fill it. So you end up having too much stuff behind you, and when you ride, the rear is wobbling because the rear are like on the sides and the weight are on the sides, and I don't know, it has a weird sensation when you're riding. It becomes unstable, so I don't like it. So after 4 months of cycling in China, I decided to switch for a backpack that I will go try it, and it was a revelation for me. So it's a 38 liters backpack that only weighs 1.2 kilograms. It has a roll top opening, so it means that I can convert it, I can make it smaller like that, up. And I always try to keep it as small as possible so I don't have too much weight on the rear, you know. It also has a zipper here so I can use it as a case, and this is game changing. You will see, because I can remove stuff from the bottom on the bike and you will see, it's amazing. At the bottom of my backpack I have a plastic bag with all my clothes that I don't want that gets wet, so this is why I use this one. A legging, a merino base layer from Decathlon, this one, a spare merino t-shirt, a spare shorts, a spare pair of socks, a spare boxer, and a towel. This one is from Decathlon. It's you know, it's the very basic one. It does the job very well. And all of that fits in all this plastic bag that I put at the bottom of it. Next, it is my favorite but also my most hated item of my whole backpacking setup. It is my computer. Yeah, I'm riding with a computer because I like to edit on the road and I need something that is strong. And this was the only laptop that has the specs that I wanted, editing in 4K for the small budget that I had. So, and it comes with a huge charger, and this little one here. Up. I also have this down jacket. It's perfect for cold evenings, and also have my beanie here up, and also a buff that I only use for the cold, you know. And this one is probably the most expensive item of my setup, but it's so cool, you know. It's a Gore-Tex hard shell from Mammoth. Definitely overkill, but I like it a lot. It's perfect for rainy days and also days with a lot of winds, because the Gore-Tex was, it's okay, like it's a bit breathable, blah 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 blah. But you know, also a regular jacket works perfectly, you know. You don't need that stuff. I put my down jacket here, and here my hard shell jacket. And for my daily clothing, I'm just wearing this long sleeve shirt that has a brand, but it's not a real brand. And it's super important because of the sun. I don't want to be burned by the sun when I'm riding. I also have this shorts, this hiking pants that is convertible in shorts. So here there are zippers, so I can convert it. And I also use hiking shoes. These one are the La Sportiva Ultra Raptor 2, I think. And it does the job. After 1 year, of course, it's broken. And the helmet that I'm using is no brand Chinese helmet, and also with a ring here for the sun. It's from Bahar. I have this to protect my neck and this to protect my face when it really gets too warm. I bought this rear rack in China and I really like it because it has a lot of space to attach stuff and so on. And this is how I strap my backpack on it. So I have 2 straps here and 2 straps here that I zip directly on the rear carrier so it doesn't fall, and I just have quick access to it. Up, up. I also use this plank. There's zip tie as well on it, so the dirt from the wheels doesn't come on my backpack. And this is how I strap my backpack every day on the back. Here I put the bottom of it under my saddle. So that's why I put all my clothes at the bottom. And then the second one up. And voila, this won't move an inch. It's super stable. I really like it. I really like straps because you can strap whatever you want. You can put your rain jacket outside so you get more space inside. You can strap an extra pot here. You can strap your shoes. You can strap your flip-flops on the sides with the carabiners that I use for climbing. You can hang your garbage bag for the day and also a bottle of water on the top. And on the left side of my carrier, I'm just strapping a 5 liters dry bag in which I put all the stuff that I don't need during my ride. For instance, here there are my climbing shoes, my harness, and also some tubeless sealant. Here in my IKEA backpack, there is my soap. And what I really like with this rack is that here I can add some more stuff. I can add, for instance, I can pack extra water. I can also strap another dry bag where I put, for instance, here all of my souvenirs for my family, or food, whatever you want. So on the other side, this is subject to modification, but it's a very big dry bag that I'm using to put all my food inside, like cans, like pasta, like sauce and so on. And I can be autonomous for 4 or 5 days, you know. And sometimes when it's very full, I just strap it horizontally like that with 2 straps that I zip tie to the rack directly so it doesn't fall, you know. So this is a small alarm that I bought in China. It doesn't do a very noisy alarm, but the goal is just to surprise the robber. And if I'm sleeping in my tent, I hear the noise and I will get out of my tent and hit the robber. So that's it for my setup, and it's almost the end of my video, but as I promised, I will give you 5 tips that I wish I knew before starting bikepacking. The first tip is for photographer and videographer. I just want to tell you that the best camera to use is the one that you actually can reach easily. For instance, my best camera is my phone that I just have here. Open the camera with one hand, take some pictures, and then put it again here. And all of that while riding, so that's amazing. And same for my GoPro. I just can pick it up from here, up, press the start button, record, hey ciao, blah, 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 and then up, put it again, all with one hand and while riding. Tip number 2. You are probably asking how the fuck my bike is standing alone like this. What I'm using is a hiking pole. It's easy as that. Up, tack, tack, and then up. And then I strap it on my frame, on my seat post frame, and voila. It takes, of course, a bit more time, but it's so convenient. Tip number 2. Electrician tape, duct tape, and tie zipper are your lifesaver. This electrician tape, you can use it to cover parts on your bike that are rubbing with the cables. You can use it as well to repair stuff and use it for fit. And you can also use it to cover stuff. This tape, I just put it here on the tape. Duct tape, this one is not the good one. I just found it on the beach, but I'm running out of duct tape. And I suggest you to have the gray one, the very strong one. But with this one, you can repair a lot of stuff and also patch some holes on your bags or anything, you know. Another tip with the duct tape is that, of course, I'm not carrying that. What I do is I roll it up around something, like for instance my hiking pole. I roll, and so I have a lot of duct tape on my hiking pole, and it doesn't take that much space. And lastly, the reusable zipper, it's amazing. It's amazing. I can zip anything up and then de-zip it. That's incredible. I use it anywhere to attach stuff, and I really love it a lot. Tips number 4. Be minimalist. I know you probably already heard it, but I promise you, if there is something that you don't use for 3, 4, 5, 1 week, then just get rid of it. You know, it means that you will not use it the whole trip. And if you really need it, then just buy a new one, you know? So I know it's easy to say, but be minimalist. Just, you don't need that much stuff for bikepacking. Tip number 5. This is about my honest opinion about the best bikepacking bike to go travel the world. And it's actually very simple. It's the one that you already own. I know it may be disappointing for some people, but you don't need a fancy bike to go around the world, you know. On the road, I met people with, I'm sorry, but shitty bikes, and sometimes they have more problems. But you know, they are made to be solved. That's part of the journey. The bike doesn't make the rider, and the bike should not be an excuse to not go bikepacking. If I have to give a recommendation to people that are struggling to go on the bikepacking journey, well, I have one recommendation. Just go. And now that you know everything about my ultimate affordable adventure bikepacking setup, well, what are you waiting for? So guys, this is the end of my video. Thank you for watching it. And I know it's not the perfect setup, so don't hesitate to give your opinions about it in the comments, and also to give your own tips that you do during bikepacking, and also to help people go bikepacking, because bikepacking is so fun. And I really appreciate if you like the video, you share it, and you subscribe to the channel. It will help me a lot, because it takes so much time to make that kind of videos, you know. It took me 2 days of shooting, and also I did my video here in the middle of trashes, because I want to say that it's not very good. I'm in the middle of a paradisiac island, and it's supposed to be like the paradise, nature and so on, but what I see is trash, 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 trash. And it's a very big problem, not only for the planet, but also for us. Like all the microplastics that it leaves in the ocean, it's very, very bad. Like, we don't talk a lot about this. If you are able to watch this video, then you are able to reduce your plastic footprint. You can do that by using, for instance, a bottle of water, or to filter water with this kind of water filter. So voila, that's a small message that I can give. It's a small action that I can do. So voila, see you in the next video, and ciao ciao.